The Detroit Lions have another young star that's going to develop right before our eyes this season, and I really believe that. And it's our guy, Josh Pascal. We have not talked about him enough. This guy, and we're going to look at it. This guy is primed for a breakout season and could be another young star that we're really excited about. We know all of our core pieces. Jahmyr Gibbs, Sam Laporta, Aiden Hutchinson. The list goes on and on of these young, really good players. But what about Josh Pascal? And here's why I say that. Pride Detroit put out an article about basically the edge rushers, which edge rushers ready to step up opposite of Aiden Hutchinson. And we look at a couple guys that we've brought in and some of the guys that are returning, and you just kind of wonder, like, what's this look like? And what are we going to have? Well, don't forget, you've got Davenport, who's the new free agent that we brought in. Then there's Pascal. Then there's John Kaminsky. So Josh Pascal has battled through injuries his first two seasons. Now, remember, and we'll get in depth on him, but let's just talk about where he currently is. He had a mysterious like foot injury or something when we drafted him as a rookie. So it's like, let's go, Josh Pascal. He's a captain at Kentucky. He's got this great story. He had cancer. He comes back. He's like everything you want. And then he's got a weird injury. And it's like, oh, it's weird. And he never really plays his rookie year. Then last year, remember against the Chiefs, man, he looked so good, had a big play in that, and then just disappeared for the most of the year, and then came back at the end of the year. It's like, what the heck? But he flashed early and late in the season and will probably enter camp as the front runner for the role opposite of Aiden Hutchinson. Josh Pascal's biggest challenger could be Davenport, who the Lions got in free agency. Davenport's pass rushing talent is evident, but he also has battled injury bug the past two seasons and was not able to participate in spring camp, so his role is unclear. Now, if you look at it and you go back to Josh Pascal, and I want to just look at a couple things about this guy. First of all, let's just go back to his combine. The former Kentucky defensive end ran through field workouts Saturday night, and he stood out at the combine. He jumped his way off the draft boards, 5th best vertical, 8th best broad jump. And then at 6'3", 270, he ran a 4.7 40. He's really athletic, he could be the answer that we've been looking for, and he's right here. I never took physics, not a big science guy. Even if I did, my mind can't remember how these tree trunks moving that fast, remarkable. Let's go. Josh Pascal is the guy we're all forgetting about. Here was the pit. We pick him up. He won the Jason Witten Collegiate Man of the Year award. He was a 3-time captain. Somebody said he could be president one day. Like, this is the type of character and just where he could be and how he can talk to people and how he can do things. So you're wowed when you turn on the tape, but when you find out about the human being, you're just impressed even more. That's Brad Holmes talking about when they drafted him. So remember who this guy is and how important he is. And again, a couple injury concerns. And the next thing you know, we haven't seen him. We're wondering question marks, what's going to happen across from Aiden Hutchinson. And it's like, oh yeah, Josh Pascal is literally a star in the making that we haven't been able to see. Like, let's go. I just think that I'm a relatable guy. I believe that every person you lead, you have to have the bond with, but some guys respond best to calling somebody out. Some guys respond best by pulling people aside. So he went on, remember, and said, I'm going to be a leader. I'm going to do all these things. Like, so we have a leader, we have a athletic guy, a productive guy, a captain, just waiting there that hasn't been able to play. 3-year starter for Kentucky, 13 and a half sacks in 52 career games. He missed most of 28 when he was diagnosed with malignant melanoma in his right foot, and he said he gave him a new perspective on the sport and life. Pascal wrote that he was bothered by a stinging sensation at the base of his foot. He underwent 3 surgeries and months of treatment and returned to play in the final 3 games of the season. Remember, he had that. So it's all there. All I'm saying is Lions could have another young star that could emerge this season. We already know about all the guys, Jack Campbell, Brian Branch. What if we've got another one. Like, let's go. That would be so huge for the Lions as they are competing for the Super Bowl. And that's the thing is we talked about this last video was it's pretty real now. I don't know. I guess coming off the loss last year, it was really hard to just it took a while, I guess, to get back into it, get pumped up again, I guess, and be like, because it was just all of a sudden we were one half away from the Super Bowl, and then to have that taken away, it's just kind of like, all right, let's just see what we got next year. See you next year. And let me know in the comments if that's how you kind of felt too about that loss with San Francisco. We can kind of talk about it now without it stinging so much. If we didn't have this channel and we weren't doing this, it'd probably be like, you know what? See ya in training camp. I would have said that back in January, but we had the channel, so we're talking about it. But I think a lot of Lions fans felt that way of like, I need a minute. I need a minute with this. And so the reason I bring that up is because now we're kind of getting back to it. And it's like, okay, now that I've just kind of shaken off that Niners loss, I look at this team. I don't see any question marks. In fact, I see strengths in so many areas. I see elite players. I see young. I see veteran DJ Reader type guys where we need it. I see Jared Goff, who, by the way, was just voted by executives as the second best quarterback in the NFC. I see a coaching staff that comes back. I see a leader in Dan Campbell, front office. I see a home field advantage that is unlike any other in the league right now. A home field advantage that is insane. Everyone's talking about it, knows about it. So there's all these things that are just like, this is real. And so if you're a Lions fan, you're looking at the roster, and that was the one question mark that we all had was who's going to be across from Aiden Hutchinson. Can we find that? I think so. Josh Pascal seems like the guy that we're kind of forgetting about. So again, let me know your thoughts in the comments about Josh Pascal and whether or not he can be the guy. Also, kind of where you're at now. Has the sting from that Niners loss gone away? Gee whiz. I think so. It has for me. It's time. Great season. Loved it. Everybody got the recognition that they deserved, even in the loss. Like, all right, Penei Sewell is legit. Amon-Ra St. Brown is amazing. Brian Branch is really good. Like all those things that you're just kind of looking like for these guys to get the credit. I think Dan Campbell continues to be aggressive in 2024 as he should. It's his thing. That's what got us out of just being a bad franchise, a lot of things. But one of the things is like, let's go for the win. Let's stop just trying to hope we don't lose. Let's go for the win. So I love it. Let me know all your thoughts in the comments. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't, and we will see all of you on the next one.